Now just less than 24 hours to the off-cycle Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi governorship elections, there is tension in the three states, and there are fears that apathy and violence may mar the exercise in parts of the three states. Stakeholders' allegations and counter-allegations of plots to rig the polls via violent conduct have added fodder to the flaming fears. Joining us now to provide insights into what to expect from the off-cycle governorship elections is Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
Great to have
it's a pleasure being here as usual.
Right. Now I'd like to continue from the conversation that we've just had with Paul James of Iaga Africa, and the last note, or rather should I say the overwhelming tone of the conversation is that people are pessimistic about the atmosphere tomorrow, whether it will be conducive for a free and fair election and whether people will be allowed to come out to freely exercise their civic duty to vote. What is your take on this? Has enough been done to try and create a level playing ground in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa, respectively?
Okay. If you talk of level playing ground, the guarantor of that are the security forces. They are up and doing. The DSS has issued a statement which is like a warning, even on utterances that we should not incite. The police have deployed top level people and have deployed people with force of arms. And then even the army went out of its way to say that they have intelligence that some people want to wear military uniforms, that they will sustain serious injuries, which is putting it starkly that they are ready for that. That is on the level playing field. But you see, politics in this particular area, okay, it's not even a particular area. This is the first time we're having off-season elections in three zones: North Central, South, and Southeast. And with due respect to the people of the area, the people of these areas have always been volatile and violent. So I think the populace or the electorate is on familiar terrain. They are not hearing things that they have not heard before. You need to look at the history of the last elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State to know that they are familiar with that terrain. And you see, hopefully, if there is a very level playing field maintained by the soldiers and by the security forces, and if people are not deterred by that. It's a double-edged sword. Some people may fear that they may not even trust the security forces and may not venture out. But like I said, they are on familiar terrain. And you see, the politicians have mobilized. It is in the interest of the politicians that we have high voter turnout. See, look at the power structure or the ownership of power in the states. Bayelsa is PDP. Imo is APC. And what's the third one now? It's APC too. Kogi, all right. And according to some analysis, according to the last elections, presidential, federal, and local state house of assembly, these three parties had about 77% of the seats and voter turnout, and they are expected to maintain the same. Now, I wouldn't be surprised because the incumbency factor is going to play a large part in this. An upset. I do not see an upset coming in all the three states. But I foresee people turning out. But if you look at it on a one-by-one basis, okay, look at Imo. I learned that the governor has just apologized to the NLC leader now for the battering he received in his state. The NLC has started the strike. But you see, people are coming on to say the NLC should not be involved in politics. Do you get me? That can work in favor of the APC there. That is on the ground. And the PDP has said that it is going to change the power arrangement in all the 3 states, that it is ready to win all the 3 states, and nobody can stop it, of course. The PDP has been a national party until they suffered this dramatic setback in the last election. And then, you see, in Kogi State, the Melano factor, you cannot downplay it. But then, the incumbent governor is very strong. But they just lost the Senate seat, which paid him back. They said was crying in court. So they will come all out to make sure they secure that. Now, Bayelsa, you see, the incumbent, of course, is on the ground, and people say it's performing. So in a way, we have a level playing field. All the institutions, all the actors to guarantee a free. They have left out INEC.
Which was my next question.
Very
big eyes on INEC.
But INEC has said it has no political party. It doesn't need to say that, but that means a lot. You get me? That it is not partisan. The favorite word of some people now. That it is not.
Mr. Sobowale, is that a hint at me?
They said it is not partisan. So it is going to organize a free and fair election. And then INEC spoke in the letter by the chairman to his people, his administrators, said they should show professionalism and patriotism. See, I don't want to be mischievous, but he added integrity. You get me? I don't know why he didn't add that. I says, he's a teacher of history. He should have added that. Because integrity matters in elections.
It does.
But he asked them to be professional and be patriotic, which are good virtues. If they are professional, it means they do their work as it is expected of them. Although not necessarily truthfully. That's professionalism. But patriotism, yes, they are Nigerians. But Nigerians come from various ethnic groups, and some of them may be from one of the 3 states, and ethnicity may jeopardize patriotism. But he has done well. He has admonished them to be responsible and live up to the expectations of the duties they have to perform. So, you have included INEC now.
Yes, you have. I expected nothing less from you, Mr. Sobowale. But yes. I'd just like to borrow something that was told to us by Paul James when we were discussing with him from Iyaga Africa. And based on the trained observers that they will be deploying to Imo and Kogi states, they're deploying about 300. But they're actually going to assign about 9 roving observers in Bayelsa state. Does this signify, more confidence in how things will play out in Bayelsa state compared to the other 2 where they're going to be more, foot soldiers, for lack of a better word?
Let me tell you something. I've never paid any serious attention to observers. Okay. You get me? Let people who are on the ground, politicians, political parties, INEC, security forces, let them do. They don't need to be monitored by anybody. They do not need to be monitored. It's when you're anticipating rigging or corruption that you bring in foreign observers who stay in hotels and write reports on what they do not know about later. I'm skeptical about that. Let INEC perform. Let the securities people perform. Let the politicians behave. And let the talks be kept away. We'll have a free and fair election. Well, that's my hope.
Mr. Dayo, I certainly do admire your optimism, and I want to take a leaf out of it as we anticipate. It's less than 24 hours.